These 6 electric cars don't fail loudly. They stack small annoyances: charging stalls on a hot afternoon, a dashboard lighting up in winter, a car needs service ping after a normal drive, and those moments add up once the warranty clock stops. This isn't brand gossip, it's pattern spotting across owner reports, service notes, and what technicians see on lifts. The themes repeat: thermal systems that hate real weather, low-voltage batteries that can strand a perfectly good car, and software that gets confused and limits power. One of these even behaves perfectly until a tiny battery says no and the whole car takes a nap. To see how small things create big headaches, start with the best seller that trips in the cold, then work toward the flagship that acts like a diva at the charger. Tesla Model Y, early heat pump and rear harness quirks. Strengths are obvious: efficient, quick, everywhere. The hidden issue shows up in deep cold. On some early builds, heat pump valves and sensors can misbehave below freezing, tossing HVAC errors, cutting cabin heat, and shrinking range exactly when you're counting miles. Add reports of water ingress near rear light or liftgate wiring that triggers odd alerts, and you get gremlins that feel random until you connect the dots. Fixes exist, revise parts and software, but the lesson is simple: test in bad weather before you buy, not after the first snow. And if cold isn't your problem, a different car can refuse to wake up on a sunny morning for an even smaller reason. Volkswagen ID.4, 12V drains and software stack stumbles. Owners praise the comfort. Fewer praise the mornings when the car won't wake up because the tiny 12V dipped overnight. In some model years, module sleep-wake behavior could nibble the battery down, causing no-start surprises and a parade of warnings. Early infotainment software also froze cameras, confused lane assist, or dropped navigation, a reliability death by 1,000 paper cuts. The high-voltage pack is usually fine, it's the low-voltage lifeline that's fragile. Solutions include updated software, a stronger 12V, and clean firmware on the gateway that manages sleep. Test drive tip: park it locked for an hour, then try a remote wake and start. If that sounds fussy, the next car hides its weak spot in the one place an EV can't afford to be casual. Nissan Leaf, passive cooling battery aging in real heat. The Leaf made daily EV commuting real, but its pack relies on ambient air, not liquid cooling. In hot climates, repeated fast charges and summer parking bake the cells enough to age faster than new owners expect. No dramatic failure, just fewer bars and earlier low battery warnings each year. Later chemistries helped, yet physics still rules. Heat speeds degradation. Shopping used? Scan state of health with an OBD dongle, review quick charge counts, and budget range conservatively. Drive gently on hot days. Avoid back-to-back DC sessions, and store in shade when you can. If heat is the Leaf's quiet enemy, the next pair fights both weather and public chargers when conditions aren't ideal.
Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, fast charge and heat pump sensitivities. On paper, road trip heroes. In real life, fantastic until chargers run hot or the weather swings. Owner reports include DC sessions throttling down in high heat, ports complaining about temperature, and heat pump hiccups in deep cold that force resistive heat. None of this ruins the platform, but it dents confidence on the days you need predictability most. Make sure battery preconditioning actually engages before you fast charge. Some routes or software versions won't trigger it unless you set a charger as the destination. Test on a warm day, arrive low, and watch the rate hold past the first 10 minutes. If that's a lot of planning, the next badge adds another twist: hardware that protests when you really lean on it. Ford Mustang Mach-E, high-voltage contactor and charge equipment nerves. Over-the-air updates fixed a lot, until physics pushed back. Certain build ranges saw high-voltage contactors or battery junction parts protest high heat and heavy load, which can trip errors and cut power. Home charging gear has also been picky in some setups. Poor grounding, updated wallbox firmware, or marginal wiring can cause stop-start headaches that look like car faults. Most owners never see a tow truck, but the folks who do often meet it after a string of hot day fast charges or a long highway pull. If you're shopping, verify the latest calibrations, ask about replaced junction parts, and test a full power merge after a fast charge. And if muscle car swagger meets modern electrons here, the final car shows how even six-figure hardware can be undone by one small battery. Porsche Taycan, 12-volt and DC charge handshake gremlins. The Taycan drives like a dream and gulps fast charge current until a little 12-volt drama turns it into a statue. Early cars could see the auxiliary battery sag or the management software misjudge state of charge, producing no-start conditions that disappear after a jump or replacement.
Add occasional DC handshakes that stall or drop, and reliability depends on perfect conditions. Porsche's issued updates and stronger parts. Still, if you're buying used, test it the way you'll live. Multiple short trips, an overnight sit, then 2 back-to-back fast charges on a warm day. If it stays calm through that, you've likely found a good one. So how do you pick it on smarter across all these edge cases? How to shop smart and own calmer. Treat the 12-volt system like critical infrastructure. Replace small lead-acid batteries proactively every 2 to 3 years, keep a compact jump pack in the trunk, and apply updates that improve sleep behavior. Stress test climate at both edges. A cold soak start with cabin preheat, then a hot restart after a short stop. Intermittent heat pump issues reveal themselves here. Simulate your life. A long sit, school run hops, a highway sprint, then a DC fast charge on a warm day. Watch for charge throttling, stubborn wake-ups, and odd HVAC transitions. Precondition the pack whenever possible. Arriving hot or cold makes every charging problem worse. Finally, get everything documented under warranty. Tiny issues are cheap to fix when the clock is still on your side.
Already own one of these? Do this now. Pull error logs with an OBD adapter, then clear and see what returns. Update modules, infotainment, battery, drive units because newer calibrations fix edge case bugs. Replace the 12-volt on schedule. Many failures start there. For heat pump cars, do a cold soak overnight and verify steady cabin heat. If it falters, document it for a claim. For fast charge worries, precondition, arrive low, test 2 stations at least once in real weather. Photograph rate graphs and connector temps. That data shortcuts guesswork with service writers. Keep a simple log of dates, ambient temps, charger brands, and outcomes. Real notes beat fuzzy memories and get parts swapped faster. Today, electric cars are brilliant when their orchestra stays in tune. The hidden reliability issues you haven't heard of aren't cinematic explosions. They're small misreads, thermal edges, and low-voltage naps that create big-day headaches. Tesla's early heat pump quirks, Volkswagen's 12-volt dips, Leaf battery aging in heat, Ioniq 5 EV6 charging and HVAC sensitivities, Mach-E's high load nerves, and Taycan's low-voltage diva moments all point to one rule. Test the exact way you live, fix small things early, and keep the low-voltage side healthy. Do that, and the car you love will love you back by simply working every morning without drama.